For this session coming up, sorry, the title is Bridging the Digital Gap with Refurbished ICT Equipment with Training and Safe E-Waste Handling. Now, the participants are Olivier van Eynde from Close Together. I'm sorry, Olivier, I never get your last name right. Vanden, but now it says Van Eynde. Anyway, from Close to Gap, Kenya, and also Belgium. And then we have Miriam Ndavi from Computers for Schools Kenya, CFSK. We have been partners for a long time, so you will both. Hi and welcome, Miriam. So we will let you do a presentation of what both organizations have been doing and are doing, and what you want to do in the future. And then we will have a short concluding discussion before 9:30. So I will leave the floor for Miriam to start, about 10-15 minutes, and then Olivier, you will have the same. And now, before we start, let me just go through. To the left or to the right in your panel, you will see there are partners, discuss, Q&A, panelists, polls, and handouts. So you can go in there and take, here. Place your questions or any comments around the sessions or coming sessions so that we can pick it up and ask those questions to the relevant people during the day. And also, you can see soon we will have or we already have, good. So then I want you to look at the polls where we have two questions. Where are you joining from today? Is it from Kenya, other African countries, Asia, Pacific, Americas, or Middle East? And then the next question, I will click there also, otherwise I won't be part of it. And then what is your main interest today? Is it urban mining, innovations in e-waste management, environmental social impact of e-waste, investments, circular economy, or capacity building, awareness creation? So, and maybe we should have had one for all above, but please try to grade what is your specific interest. That would be wonderful. So now, when you've had those instructions, and in the handouts you can find PDFs of some of the presentations being done today, we will actually fill up the platform, so there will be more handouts to find later on. And otherwise contact us, which you can also do. You can find all the speakers and participants, and you can mingle in the lobby and the lounge. So use the platform during the day. Sorry, now Miriam and Computers for Schools Kenya. Miriam Ndavi is the operational manager for CFSK. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Simone. And I'm glad to be part of this conference. My name is, as Simone has mentioned, my name is Miriam, the Operations Manager, Computers for Schools Kenya. I'll just talk a bit about what we do and then refurbishment. So in Computer for Schools Kenya, the organization started in the year 2002, and we supply, or rather we refurbish computers and supply them to learning institutions across the country. Since we started, so far we've supplied 450,000 computers to over 10,000 learning.
Sorry about that. We seem to have lost Miriam. Some technical difficulties. We will make sure to get her back very soon. Meanwhile, how is, I know you're in Brussels, correct, Olivier?
Yes, meanwhile, I'm in Brussels.
And it's very early in the morning.
It's early morning here, and mostly it's freezing cold. Yes, I would have wished to be in Kenya, definitely in Mombasa, where I live here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, yeah. Mombasa is warm, of course. Nairobi, we're happy to have rain. It's blessing us with the water, but it's quite cold actually in the morning. I hope the sun will come out in the afternoon. Yeah. So, and Europe, now you had some visitors from Belgium or Kenya and Belgium had an interaction last week.
Yes, there was an international trade mission between Kenya and Belgium with 75 businessmen and women coming over to Mombasa and Nairobi to show interest in engaging with Kenyan, I would say business communities. And that was very, very interesting. Even so interesting that His Excellency President Ruto also invited the delegation in State House Mombasa for short interactions. So it was very, very interesting. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Okay, now we have Miriam back and displaying her presentation. So let us go back to them. Miriam, the floor is yours again.
Yeah, sorry for that. It was a technical itch. So I was talking about refurbishment. So CFSK solution is to focus on refurbishment of IT equipment as the front line of the shift to more circular IT. And the objective of refurbishment IT equipment is to keep it working for as long as possible. And when we extend the life of the equipment, the amount of e-waste is reduced. And at the same time, the new equipment can be able to last for long. We have worked with many institutions to place this ICT equipment. And once we place them, we usually provide a 1-year maintenance warranty, whereby we maintain them to extend the lifespan of the equipment. We have worked with many organizations in this area of placing the computers to different institutions. Currently, we are working with Absa Bank, and we are placing this equipment to 70 learning institutions. We are also working with Rockefeller Foundation and MasterCard Foundation to place these equipments to different institutions across the country. As Computers for Schools Kenya also, we run a training program whereby we are able to train the institutions, that is the schools, on how to handle e-waste. And we've come up with a policy for end of life of the equipment, whereby once this equipment are in learning institutions and they reach end of life, they are able to dispose them safely with our e-waste facility, that is the WE Center, which is our sister company in Computers for Schools Kenya. Part of refurbishing, what we do, we usually test this equipment. After testing this equipment, we are able to replace the components which may not be working, and we install genuine softwares to these equipment. We partner also with Microsoft to make sure when they go to the learning institutions, the learners can be able to use these equipments without any problem, and also as per the regulations of the Ministry of Education. We are also training technicians on e-waste management, and in that we are partnering with GIZ to do that, and this happens in our institutions. So refurbishment is the key because it is affordable, and you find that instead of maybe organizations or learning institutions buying these equipments at a very high cost, when they are refurbished, it reduces the cost, and it also reduces the amount of e-waste in our community. So that is just a brief about Computer for Schools Kenya and also about refurbishment of these computers in the learning institutions. Thank you.
Now you need to stop sharing your screen. Let me see. It was really interesting because I think you mentioned a 1-year warranty, maintenance warranty. Is that something that is, I don't know, is that common or is that something? I think that must be a good selling point for as much as donations are given, but still, like you said, prolonging the life and making sure. You also train the teachers, correct?
Yes, Simone, we also train, and for this 1-year maintenance warranty, it applies to all the equipment which we refurbish and supply to the institutions. We have a team of technicians who go to the institutions to make sure we do the preventive and curative maintenance for the whole year, for the long lifespan. And this is renewable every year. We usually sign a maintenance contract with the institutions so that we can make sure the equipment has a long lifespan.
Very good. Thank you for that. We will continue discussing after Olivier's presentation also. And I'm curious to hear also how the partnership between CFSK and COSTIAP has developed throughout the years. So Olivier, the floor is yours. Welcome.
Okay. Good morning, dear friends. Let me see if I can present also my screen. And if I can do that, click on share. Yes, document share. Okay, it's uploading. So while the screen is uploading, let me start by saying hello to all of you. I'm seeing you today from Brussels. My name is Olivier Vanden. I live and work since almost 4 years in Kenya, in Mombasa, operating an IT asset disposition and upcycling facility, as well as a tech. Let me see. Do you guys see my screen?
Yeah, it's still saying loading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if it comes, because I went for uploading static documents. Does that sound? Let me just go. I will still go for my screen.
Yeah. I think that's the best.
Oh, now you see my screen?
Duplicates. There you go.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, Close the Gap is a social enterprise. So we are a for-profit company, but registered in Kenya as a partner organization from our other mother company in Belgium. And we are a so-called certified B corporation, which stands for Benefit Corporation, which is kind of the social enterprise credential you can get in a global certification process. So what do we do? It's basically those slides I will pass, because this is really what We Center is all about, and all of you I presume on this.
No worries.
Yeah, on everyone
you can take it from your side.
on this. everyone on this forum is definitely very aware about the issues of conflict minerals, about CO2 emissions. Otherwise, you would not be on this global We Center e-waste conference. But so this is more to set the scene why we want to be involved as Close the Gap into trying to make tomorrow's economy more inclusive and mostly circular. So the model of Close the Gap, which is on some aspects very similar to what my previous fellow speaker, Miss Miriam, showed, is that we kind of work with different cycles to basically get computer equipment into a second lease of life, and to do that in a social and responsible way, including e-waste management, where we work with WorldLoop and with We Center since many years, since 2011 in Nairobi. So what our company in Mombasa is doing is basically collection of IT assets, the data erasure, the life extension process, and then the reporting. In total, since 2004, we have collected over 1 million assets, with some of the metrics you can see here, out of 600 corporate partnerships. We really try to be a global organization, so we also work into bridging digital divide projects in Europe, mostly in Belgium and in the Netherlands. But definitely through our Kenyan company, our focus is very much on Kenya, and mostly then on the coast in Mombasa, where we call ourselves home. So the typical, I would say, USPs of why companies would work with us is obviously because of the security of the data erasure process, the reliability around it, the competitiveness, because we are a commercial company, so we don't expect companies to donate equipment. So in that sense, we are very complementary to CFSK, because CFSK works with donated equipment. We buy actually the equipment from large user organizations that have obsolete devices, and then afterwards we will remarket them and eventually also donate them to organizations like CFSK. In Kenya we have two structures. We have, as you see on the left-hand side, the Close the Gap Hub, and then the Circular Economy Hub. The Close the Gap Hub is is a tech hub we have in Mombasa in Ratna Square, where we house an incubator and a co-working space where young entrepreneurs from the coast can come to develop circular ideas and capital, seed funding, and access to technology. So here you see some pictures of our ITED facility in Mombasa. This is on the left-hand side, you see the pictures of the Jomvu facility, where our Kenyan staff is on a daily basis upcycling equipment. This is the outside of the building. As some of you might know, we also developed 10-12 years ago the concept of the DigiTruck. We've done a couple of them together also with We Center and with CFSK. So today we have 15 DigiTrucks that have been built, of which also 2 in Europe, in France and in Belgium, but all the others are built in Kenya, or at least in sub-Saharan Africa, and they are also being used as mobile classrooms on the African continent. Boost is our 3-pillar program, what I was just explaining about our incubator. So we work under those 3 aspects: Boost Your Business, which is our business accelerator, and incubator Boost Your Learning, which is a training facility to help young aspiring entrepreneurs on the key knowledge they need to have to become a successful entrepreneur. And Boost Your Technology is basically a small tech hub, a small maker space we have, similar to what you have in Nairobi with Gearbox, but we are a smaller version of it, where some prototyping can be done, where young aspiring entrepreneurs can use 3D printers or crafting tools, CNC laser cutter machines to kind of craft their potential new product to make it more appealing to the market. So the second part of our business next to the IT asset is the hub. So here you see some pictures of our co-working space in Mombasa. We try to give a nice environment of 1,500 square meters of space to the entrepreneurs. They can use open spaces, they can use private lockers to also get their stuff and mailings in. If they don't have a formal address at home, they can use it as a full-time or as a day package system. Here you see also our event rooms, our boardrooms, and on the right-hand side of the slide, the makerspace and the CNC machines for the prototyping. We also operate a small gym. We like to say a healthy mind and in a healthy body, and vice versa. So our entrepreneurs can also work out in between the busy hustling during the day. And we also have a small eatery cafe where everyone can enjoy some healthy food and some snacks while having their meeting. So this is in a nutshell who Close the Gap is. So here you see some of our proud customers that have been working with us since many years, and we try to work together as much as possible with all the ecosystem partners. And so I would like to wrap up by saying Asante Sana, and by mostly thanking WeCenter, Simone, Bonnie, and Dr. Musili, and all the colleagues to hosting and organizing this second international global conference, because I think it's really to be very much respected, but also you really deserve congratulations, because I realize how difficult it is to set up a global conference in this very busy after COVID time, to get people together from an industry, from different topics that have a common interest in making e-waste actually work for the good rather than staying an issue. And I really want to congratulate WeCenter, because it's Africa on the map in a positive, solution-minded environment, and all of the stakeholders here are definitely making solutions happen. And I think Kenya is leading the way for the continent on this. So Asante Sana, and I wish you all a good continuation of the conference and of the day.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Olivier. And let us unpin your presentation. And we can have a conversation, all four of us, because I see also Dr. Tom Musili is still here. Kindly put your videos on so we can see you guys. Oh, Miriam, where did you go? There you are. Lovely. So this is really great. By the way, am I correct that you opened up a branch in South Africa also, Olivier? Or
yes, we kind of opened a branch in DRC in Jaffrey. That has been done really in the last couple of weeks, so it's still work in progress. And South Africa is kind of the next step, but that's not there yet. We have since 1 year a manager in South Africa, but the operations are not open yet. We only have a kind of project management office there right now.
All right. And I would like to hear more, and I would like the audience to hear more about the Digitrucks and what that is. Kindly, who of you would like to start? Because I know you're all very knowledgeable about these, but how did it start maybe there? And when was it? Because I know you've had them for quite some time, right?
But I think that the DigiTruck was, I think in 2003-4, Close the Gap kind of inherited from a common organization that Tom knows very well, from Flexion. It's a company in Holland that unfortunately passed away today and was left behind in acquisitions. But they had a mobile bus. It was basically an old 45-seater bus that was converted into a mobile computer classroom. But the challenge of that bus was obviously you had to maintain the engine, you had to register it in countries where all type of different rules and regulations go. And in that perspective, we decided to build a DigiTruck. The first one was built in Holland as a prototype, making the technology for the solar panels. And then it was used obviously to showcase it from Europe onwards. And then after that, we have built them in Kenya, together with a Tanzanian company, and CFSK and We Center have been the first beneficiaries of getting 2 DigiTrucks. It was co-funded by a company called Arrow, which was a very loyal partner, but unfortunately also they quit working in ITED and upcycling of computers, but they are still good friends. And it's because of the great work. It's because of the great work of Computer for Schools Kenya and We Center with those DigiTrucks that kind of the license to operate of those trucks have become very demonstrative, and that we have set up now in Mombasa together with a joint venture partner an operation where we are building every 2 months a new one. So we now have built one for Zambia, one for Ethiopia, one for DRC, and I believe also one for Senegal. It's the building is the easy part. It's mostly the logistics to get them to all those countries, because they all leave from Mombasa and then they drive to Zambia. They will go to Senegal, which is quite a nice ride to get there. But at the end of the day, it works. And one of the key partners of those last couple of DigiTrucks has been Huawei. Huawei European headquarters and Ethiopian headquarters have now also been really involved, and we hope we can do more, mostly for Kenya too. So we'll have to talk, Miriam, and we also with Bonnie, to see if there would be extra DigiTrucks that CFSK could use in their programs, and we can try to build another one.
Excellent. I think DigiTruck was the best way to into the idea of our country. It moves to places period on ICT literacy, and we also have a section on electronic waste management and entrepreneurship. So we keep the learners with the ICT literacy, entrepreneurship, and e-waste management. And we're able to get to the deep area of the country. And that is what is being replicated through efforts of Olivier to other countries. We do not want to develop in isolation, so that's very good. And that's a way to get people access to ICT literacy, so that they are able to communicate using the modern technology. We have seen this work very well. One of the DigiTruck is in Kakuma, one of the biggest refugee camps, and serving the refugees. And that is a special service to people who have no access to ICT. So this initiative was a brainchild of Olivier, and that's why I've said he has done a lot for ICT and education. And we have come a long way with Olivier and with that partnership. I can say Kenya has benefited a lot. As you have heard from Miriam, we have pushed over 450,000 computers, and some of those computers came from Close the Gap. And we have reached so many learners in this country. And through the effort of Computers for Schools Kenya, Kenya is leading in East and Central Africa, and I'm proud of that. So this is something memorable. And as Olivier said, this conference is key because unless you share ideas and experiences, then you live in an island of yourself and you do not benefit. And think together and benchmark on what is happening in the world. So thank you very much. But now it's good for the world to hear that you have done a lot, and we will keep working together to do more.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Okay, just to add on that, on the Digitrax, we've been able to train over 2,000 students across the country. As Olivier has mentioned, we have one track which we partnered with Close the Gap.
Miriam, you are disappearing.
I'm sorry.
Is still ongoing. And Dr. Tom mentioned about one in Kakuma. We are also taking another one to Kalobeye. And the Digitrack is really helping the community when it.
Thank you all so much.
Strong partnership with Close the Gap. And together we've been able to support schools. We've supported some schools in slums here in Nairobi together with Close the Gap. So it's a strong partnership, and together we are bridging the digital age.
Lovely. Thank you, guys. I keep breaking when we talk about digital gap. I feel like I'm in a room and my computer is the only one breaking up, even though we use the same internet. So I don't know.
No, Simone, I'm saying this technology is very good, especially when we take it to the rural areas, because now I'm talking from my rural home. And that is what we have been advocating for and trying to push it to the rural. So this is great, and my connection is the best.
Of course. So, guys, we have a video actually about the Digitrucks. So let us end our conversation and show that video before we take all the participants into the next session. I want to thank you all for this morning and enlightening us when it comes to bridging the digital gap with the refurbished devices and also all the surrounding structures. It's really great, and I'm sure people will contact you to know more. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Stay tuned, and let's show that video then.
The Gap is an international social enterprise based here in Kenya, trying to bridge the digital divide by making technology available and affordable to disadvantaged environments. The Digitrack will be a mobile classroom, so it will really help our partners in remote areas to get access wherever they are. They will not have to come to like big cities to get state-of-the-art access to this information. The Digitrack project is basically also a circular one. It's about reusing end-of-life containers, opposed of actually creating waste, and doing it in a professional way that it really will become a state-of-the-art facility. And on top of it, it's also using green energy because of the solar panels on the roof. So it's a complete ecological top-notch project.
Great. So now we got to see what the DigiTruck looks like inside also. So thank you for that. The time is 9:30 and we will move everyone to the next session where we will meet and talk about urban mining of e-waste materials, quality routines, problematic fractions, logistics, and storage around those. So keep the Q&A session live, discussion. My team is saving the comments that are done so that we can also follow up. Thank you a lot, and let's move to the next. The polls. I was reminded. So we can see that we have 62.5% from Kenya. I'm looking at the right side here, the polls. 25% from other African countries, 12.5% from Asia Pacific. That is awesome. Welcome, everyone. And the main interest of today, as it seems, is innovations in e-waste management, circular economy, environmental and social impact of e-waste, and capacity building and awareness creation. And urban mining comes with 0%, but I assure you it's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned now.